Hello everyone. In the previous session we saw how in a patriarchal society there is power imbalance and how this results in gender inequality within families and how gender inequality leads to gender-based violence. We saw about the different forms of abuse that can happen within families. In this session we will talk about how we can handle the domestic violence in a very amicable manner so that there will be peaceful coexistence within families. There are many types of violence that are identified happening against women. There is criminal violence, which includes rape, murder, abduction, kidnapping, and dowry death. There is domestic violence, which includes sexual abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, economic abuse, and all those things. And social violence, which includes eve teasing and forcing widow to commit sati, all will come under social violence. In the earlier session, we saw how what are all the different types of abuse that are happening against women, and we have to understand that people might think that okay, these are all happening for many years, and that is something very natural and normal. But we have to understand that this can happen to anyone, and it is not normal, and it is never okay to accept and take domestic violence as something very normal and natural. And there is the cycle of violence. Violence keeps going on and on. The perpetrators of violence keep doing it, and the victims are not complaining about it. Thinking of the causes, we can understand that ours is a culture of silence. Normally, people believe that whatever happens within the husband and wife should remain within the four walls. It should not be brought to the notice of outsiders. So, this culture of silence is mainly responsible for violence to go on and on in a cycle. And taking into consideration domestic violence, we understand that husbands know that wives are powerless to speak up and seek help from others, so they continue their violent methods to assert their dominance, whereas wives, they too don't speak up or seek help from others because they fear their husbands, and they do not disclose the violence they are facing to any other person. So this contributes to the cycle of violence. So both the perpetrator is not speaking out, or the victim, they are also not speaking out. So the violence keeps continuing in society. And if they go for society's support, in case the woman is undergoing a lot of abuse at the domestic front, then if she asks for the support from society, then what happens is domestic violence is perceived a private matter. So society considers domestic violence a private matter and does not feel like interfering into the matters of the family. And mostly women are blamed for their experiences. So whatever happens in the family, nobody is ready to blame the men folk. They always blame the women, the victim, for their experiences in family. And women are expected to put up with violence. So the advice people out there in society give is, they just ask her to continue to be more tolerant of the violence, or to modify their own behaviors, or they give suggestions to change her behavior only. They don't do anything about the perpetrator who is inflicting the violence on the woman. And women are taught to hold on to marriage. So that is another thing. I think I remember a poem by Tagore, if I am right, and he says that when a woman goes to her husband's family, she can come out of it only as a dead body. She cannot, there is no other escape route for her before that. So we talk about Padidanda, Patini and all those things. So society expects her to hold on to marriage at any cost, and also relationships with the in-laws at any cost. So she must also maintain good relationship with her father-in-law, mother-in-law and other in-laws. So we understand that there is total lack of support structures out there in the society. So women are at a loss to speak up or to seek help from outside world. So how this kind of violence can be handled? So only men and women, they can be main contributors in handling this violence. So men, what they can do in handling this violence is they can avoid violence and identify alternate ways to deal with conflicts. So whenever there is a family feud or family conflict, they need not be enforcing violent methods to assert their dominance. Instead, they can sit down and talk to the wife and come to an amicable solution for all the family conflicts. And the men have to understand that being violent is not a sign of masculinity. Some men think that only by being violent they can assert their masculinity. It is not so. And they have to end the cycle of violence and promote positive masculinity by sharing the workload. So what's a sign of good positive masculinity is they have to share the workload with the women folk in the house, and they have to identify role models in real life who practice non-violence. So not all men think that they have to employ violent means to enforce their authority. There are so many role models out there in the world who practice non-violence, still they are very masculine in their approach. So the men should identify such role models and follow their examples and practice non-violence within family. And the role women can play in handling the violence, we can see here. So if it is domestic violence, first thing is the woman should recognize that she is being abused. So this recognition doesn't come very easily. People take it for granted that men can be violent. So they have to understand that men should not be violent like that. They have to recognize that they are being abused and they have to protest. They have to resist. They have to resist the violence instead of unquestioningly accepting whatever the men folk do. And the women should learn to stand up for their rights and also respect the rights of others. Sometimes it so happens that when the women fight for their rights, they just forget that the rights of the men also matter. So they have to remember and learn to respect the rights of men as well. And they have to gain economic independence through education and employment. This will go a long way in managing violence within, or even stopping violence within families. So the society also can help us in handling this domestic violence. Universal Declaration of Human Rights has said that everyone has to have certain basic human rights like right to life, liberty, personal security, freedom from torture, freedom of speech, and right to health, education, and an adequate standard of living. So societies should see to it that everyone gets these needs fulfilled, and as members of society, all of us can play a crucial role in ending this cycle of violence and create a safer environment for everyone to enjoy their basic human rights. Thank you.